Hello, my Google Translate doesn't have a male voice, so I'm just gonna use this one. Bear with me in this video. So I'm going to be ranking every FNAF game except for FNAF World, Fury's Rage, and UCN. So at number 9 is gonna be FNAF 2 because it doesn't have the scare the first game had and you have unlimited power. The first game made you dependent on power, but the second scrapped that and kinda replaced it with the music box. Also, the second game has Balloon Boy, so I'll give the game a 6 out of 10. I still like it, but don't love it. Number 8 is gonna be FNAF AR because it really isn't a game. It just isn't the same like all the other games and less scary, and doesn't have that much lore in it. Although I do make views off of it and the skins are great, so I'll give it a 6.3 out of 10. Number 7 is gonna be FNAF 1 because the game is good, it just isn't scary, it's more like spooky. There really isn't any sauce in the game, it's just your normal survival game. That's pretty much all I got to say. Number 6 is gonna be FNAF Sister Location because the game is actually a good survival game. But the game lacks scary animatronics and Ballora is interesting. The Funtime animatronics just don't sit with me, they're just bland to me. But the lore is good and the gameplay is good, so I would give it a 7 out of 10. Number 5 is gonna be FNAF VR because this game is really scary, mostly because it's in VR. The lore is decent, the gameplay is nice, and it's just a good game. If it had less of this, but I would rate it 7.6 out of 10. Number 4 is gonna be FNAF 4 because FNAF 4 is really scary. It is definitely the most scariest game of all because you have to put sound on to hear breathing and it's really quiet, making it more eerie. The lore in the game is good and so is the gameplay, so I would give this game a 8 out of 10. Number 3 is going to be FNAF Security Breach because Number 2 is FNAF 6 because FNAF 6 is actually amazing. When I first saw it I thought it was bad, but when I played it it was actually good and there are so many things you can do in it. It still keeps its creepy atmosphere, the lore and gameplay is great, there's mini-games, the main games, side games, squid games. I would give it 9 out of 10. And number 1 is, have you subscribed yet? If you haven't subscribed yet then subscribe, I caught you off guard, didn't I anyway? For number 1 is FNAF 3. I don't know why I like FNAF 3 so much, it's just good, the lore is decent, the gameplay is great, it has mini-games, it has the phantoms, it has pretty much everything I could want from a FNAF game, so I would give it a 10 out of 10.
Woo!